The Black Death, a devastating pandemic, reached the shores of Sweden in the spring or early summer of 1350, first making landfall on the island of Gotland before spreading across eastern and central Sweden. The plague ravaged the population, leading to significant mortality and societal upheaval. As it progressed, it affected regions from Småland and Östergötland to Närke and Uppland, reaching Stockholm and Uppsala by August. The spread to western and northern Sweden is less documented, but the sudden halt in the colonization of the Torne Valley suggests its impact was felt there as well. King Magnus Roman IV, the ruler of Sweden at the time, found himself navigating the challenges posed by the plague amidst his reign. The king was in Bergen, Norway, where the plague had subsided, and upon learning of its arrival in Stockholm in August 1350, he moved to Åland and then Reval, present-day Tallinn, Estonia, to avoid the outbreak. He only returned to Stockholm in May 1351 after the plague had begun to subside in Sweden. The social fabric of Sweden was significantly affected by the Black Death, with a notable impact on the nobility and clergy, the most documented classes of the time. While a large portion of the lower nobility perished, the higher echelons, including 12 of the 15 members of the royal council, survived. This pattern was mirrored in the clergy, where about half of the parish priests in certain areas died, but all bishops survived. This contrasted with the situation in neighboring Norway, where a larger proportion of the elite succumbed to the plague, leading to long-term political and social repercussions for the two countries. The economic, social, and political landscape of Sweden was transformed in the aftermath of the Black Death. The significant loss of life led to a labor shortage, prompting the nobility to attempt, albeit unsuccessfully, to introduce serfdom in the 15th century, a move that reflected broader European trends. The scarcity of workers led to increased demands from the surviving labor force, which, coupled with the decreased income of the nobility, heightened social tensions. These tensions were evident in several local charters and culminated in peasant rebellions, marking the 15th century as a period of crisis and unrest in Sweden. The Black Death's arrival and spread in Sweden were part of a broader pattern of devastation across Europe. The epidemic highlighted the vulnerability of populations due to malnutrition and a lack of medical knowledge. Europeans of the time had little understanding of contagion and relied on ineffective theories, such as miasmas, to explain disease spread. The unsanitary conditions of the era, characterized by the omnipresence of rats and fleas, facilitated the transmission of the plague, believed to be primarily bubonic, with a pneumonic form arising in many cases. The combination of these factors made the Black Death an unprecedented catastrophe in Sweden's history, leaving a lasting impact on the nation's demographic, social, and political landscape.